Hi, welcome to Mimi in the Kitchen, and tonight we are making cauliflower pizza dough. Oh my goodness gracious, if you've never had it, I mean, I love my pizza, and I cannot not live with pizza. I'll tell you right now, I do beachbody.com, as some of you may know, and I was doing a Tony Horton one, and he said he never, ever, ever cheats and never eats pizza. Well, guess what? Not this girl right here. I have to eat pizza. And sometimes I want to eat a kind of a healthy pizza. So what I've already done is I've already taken some cauliflower, cut it up. You got to dice it up, make it into like little florets. They're not too little, but it works. And then I am going to put it in my Ninja. And if you guys have seen this before, you know my Ninja doesn't work perfectly, but that's okay. It still does work because it beats up, and that doesn't beat it up, but it cuts up everything. But I have no pulse, so I just plug it in and it goes. So it's going, and then I take it off, I take a look at it. Is it done enough? No, it needs to be smaller. Now, you can buy riced cauliflower at different places. It does get messy, I'll be honest with you. They have it at Trader Joe's, I know for sure. Other places, I'm not really sure. So, we're gonna mix it up. And there we go. So it's pretty riced up. I wanna show you what I have so far. This is my steamer. Most amazing gift I ever got. I think my mom gave it to me, like literally, I think before I even met my husband, so it was probably like over 20 years ago. Yeah, cauliflower doesn't smell the best, so. But it tastes delicious. So, it's smashed in there, and that is all right. Because what we're gonna do is when we steam this, where's my little top? We're going to steam this in the microwave. I don't like to steam, and I don't like to use the microwave too much because I think it's like fake heat. And for someone who actually has sold heat for a living, I don't really like to use it. But for steaming, I always do because it's just so darn easy. Easy cleanup. Now, as you can see, there's like riced cauliflower all over the place. And shout out to Sue. Thank you again for my Mimi in the Kitchen wine glass. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of all this cauliflower. While that cauliflower is steaming, I am going to get ready for the next step. So all this takes, oh my goodness gracious, there's not a lot of ingredients. And a lot of people actually have these ingredients in the house. I steam it for about 4 to 6 minutes, depending on the head of cauliflower. So I did it for 3. You guys, if you've watched this before, you know I kind of do it in stages. I'm always nervous that I'm going to overdo it. So I do it for about 3 minutes, then I add a minute. I taste it, I feel it, just make sure that it's cooked and ready to roll. And then the next step is really cool and kind of hard because you got to get all that moisture out. So all this calls for is, and I'm not joking, all it is, this is the crust of the pizza dough. So it calls for 1/2 cup of mozzarella cheese, 1/2 cup of grated Parmesan cheese, 2 eggs that are beaten, and it calls for some seasoning. I put a little bit of my Italian seasoning. I love my garlic and chive tomorrow. Of course, we all need Florida sunshine and some garlic powder. And that's it. So I got my mozzarella. I'm going to set that aside. Now, while that is kind of cooking and stuff, I wanted to also show you the sauce that I'm putting on my pizza dough is my world famous Zugo. It is actually homemade spaghetti sauce. Now, as you can see, I got a lot of stuff in there. So what I do, oh, and I just took off, I wanted to show you this little tip. What I do, whenever you freeze something, and if it's like a sauce, you want to put a piece of plastic wrap and let it sit and get out all the air pockets. And then you put and you make sure that your saran wrap or whatever you use goes around the lip. And then you put your lid on, and it stays for so long in the freezer, and it doesn't get freezer burnt because it does not allow any of the air to get to your food. So you don't want air to get to your food and get that weird, like icy stuff on top. Ugh, you don't want that. So I'm gonna check this. I actually cheated just a little bit. I cooked it for a tad before we went on the air because it's a lot of cauliflower and this thing is huge. So, I mean, it's not done. So, what we do is with this steamer thing, I honestly have no idea where we're going. Like I said, I think it was my mom. You put water in the bottom of it. Put water in the bottom. Put that on top, and then bam, bam! Put it in the microwave. I'm gonna put it in for another minute 30. So, here's my zugo. I'm gonna take out my meatballs, my world famous meatballs. And in this batch, I put hard-boiled eggs in there. Now, when I put my hard-boiled eggs in my zugo, spaghetti sauce, sorry for people who aren't Italian. When I put my hard-boiled eggs, I put them in after I've already cooked them. And this year I was thinking about like cooking them inside the sauce, and my family was like, what do you think you're doing? You can't do that. What if they break? And then I thought, oh my gosh, they're right. What if they did break in my sauce? That would be horrible. It's a lot of money and a lot of time. So I just take all my stuff out, but look how thick that is. I like to use my own spaghetti sauce when I make pizza at any time because it is so much better than any store-bought spaghetti sauce out there. So that's what I'm doing. The next step, that's all there. I have, what I'm gonna put on the pizza is leftover zucchini. So I just, the other day, I cooked this on the tomorrow in the oven and roasted it. And this is gonna be one of my toppings for my pizza. Yummy. So I just put some olive oil on there and mixed it with some of my garlic and chive. And so it's gonna be a great flavor. Now, when I have mushrooms on my pizza, I don't know about you guys, but when I do mushrooms on my pizza, or if I buy a pizza that has mushrooms on it, and they're really thick like this, it doesn't even get cooked. Some of the places use canned mushrooms. Oh God, that's so gross. So, I don't use canned mushrooms. I like real food. So, I always check the steam too. Okay, we got some steam coming off of there. And let's taste it again. I'm double dipping. It's getting there. Definitely getting there. But it does need some more time. So I'm going to put it in for another 2 minutes. So this will make it 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 minutes. Just for a point of reference. But it's a whole head of cauliflower. That's a lot of cauliflower on that thing. So what I do is, I do buy mushrooms that are already pre-cut. Only because I really love mushrooms and I like to put them on stuff, and sometimes I just don't like to cut them myself. So I buy pre-cut, usually at Trader Joe's because they have good deals. Also at Aldi's. They have really good deals at Aldi's.
And snacks.
So sometimes, like with this one, it's so thick, I'm cutting it in 3s. So that we have 3 thin mushrooms. So that's what I'm doing here. And then I'm also going to make a salad for this. Because I don't know about you, but I love salad when I have a pizza. You gotta think that you're being healthy. Even though it's a cauliflower pizza dough, that's pretty darn healthy. So there's some mushrooms. This one I think is gonna be a 4. I think I'm gonna be able to cut that in 4. Is this really safe? Maybe not, but you just have to be careful, watch yourself, and don't cut yourself. while you're doing it. So I got my zucchini. It's not a lot of zucchini. I'll probably just kind of sparse it out on the pizza. And then my mushrooms, I'm going to put some more. I can't get enough mushrooms on my pizza. I don't know about you. And thank you so much for everybody who's been supporting Mimi in the Kitchen. It's been so fun. I now have a website that I created. If you guys have any suggestions whatsoever, I'm open to them. This has been a wonderful venture for me. So, www.mimiinthekitchen.com. Okay, so now the key to your cauliflower is, because I know that that's done, I can smell it, I'm gonna taste it. Oh, it is hot. Oh yeah, much better. Okay, you have to 100%, oh there's 2 eggs in here too, I don't know if I said that. You have to make sure that you get all the water and liquid out of your cauliflower. So I'm going to take this off, and you want to make sure that it's cooled as well. So take that off, and then what I do, a couple of things, is get that on there right. Come on, baby. I'm just going to smash it down. Now watch this. You smash it down, you're going to see that paper towel get wet. This is hot. There are a few different ways to do this, but really no cauliflower on there, but it's all wet. So you know that you got some of that liquid out of there. Now, you want to get as much liquid, water, out of the cauliflower, because when you make your pizza dough, you want it to be not dry, but you want it to be crispy. You want it to be crispy. So get as much out as you can. And as you can see, that's all a lot wet. Some people actually take their the cauliflower, put it inside, and I've done this before as well, put it inside the paper towel and get the liquid out that way. But this little steamer thing is so amazing. Look at all this liquid in there. You saw me dump out the water, and then now you're seeing me squeeze out all this water. Now, I will tell you this, you do not have to do this. If you are in a rush or you don't want to do this, you really don't have to. All that means is that you are going to be cooking and baking your crust a little bit longer. Because, as I said, I sold heat. So heat evaporates any liquid. So that's one of the purposes of heat. I don't know if you guys knew that. I know I didn't before I started at my old job. But that's what heat does. Heat is so... Oh, I didn't sell heat. Okay. I sold... I kind of sold heat. I mean, there were elements and stuff. Okay. So, this is pretty good. You can see, look at all that liquid in there. Wow. It's a lot of liquid. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to transfer this into my handy dandy Tomorrow bowl, which a lot of you that live here are going to be invited to tomorrow parties at my house. And you can really see what tomorrow is. It's an unbelievable product. So, we actually are baking on, we're going to bake, well, I kind of have a surprise. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead. This is still hot. You really should have this cool a little bit. So I am going to take some out so that it cools, because it cools better when it's not all with all of its friends. So I'm just going to take that out and kind of mix it up. Let some of the heat escape. So while it's doing that, escape, I'm going to get ready for my, oh my gosh, I'm calling this my crushed red like salad. Because I love crushed red. Anybody out there love crushed red? I mean, it is unbelievable but I don't like to, I mean, I do like to spend the money when I have the money, but I don't like to really spend the money on it. So I am going to do a salad like crushed red. So I'm going to take my lettuce and I'm going to add some mushrooms. I'm going to show you guys how awesome this is.
Mom, someone asked what Florida Sunshine.
What is Florida Sunshine?
Yeah.
Florida Sunshine, thank you for asking. Now, it's pretty worn down because I use it so much. Florida Sunshine is a very flavorful spice that I use. And all it has is salt, and it has orange zest. What the heck does that say? Green peppercorns. It has rose petals, lemon zest, and I got this from my mother-in-law to start. She bought it for me one year, many years ago, and I have been using it ever since. My sister-in-law actually bought me some refills on it. So what you do is you get this little, I don't know, container, and then you refill it, and bam, you got your Florida Sunshine. And it's mainly salt, but it has other flavors that to me pulls out even more flavor of the food. Thank you for asking. Okay, so I'm gonna add some more mushrooms to this. And now the tomatoes are a little tricky. I'm gonna add some mini heirloom tomatoes to it. Because sometimes when I use my double chopper, my gosh, it's the best thing. Oh, I brought it on already. Double chopper, look at this thing. Oh my gosh, this is so cool. Williams Sonoma. Okay, so it is not as easy to actually cut a big tomato like this, even though these are mini, they are kind of big. But if you dice them just a little bit, you can throw them in here. I'm going to show you how to do this. I add so many weird things to my salads, and I want you guys to don't like always think inside the box, think outside the box. And I know that a lot of restaurants have salads with fruit and stuff, and do that to your own salads at home. I mean, if you have time, bring salads to work, you know. Here are some cherries that I just got the other day, which I'm surprised that we even have some left because they are so darn good. So yes, of course they have a little seed in them. So I make it easy. I just kind of cut it in half and then dice it just one time. And then I get all down and dirty, baby. And just grab that seed right out of there. And I guess cherries are in season now, so that's cool. I love cherries. And then our cauliflower is cooling. Looks really yummy over there. It's just waiting for us. Just waiting for us to make it all happy with all this other ingredients. Okay. Well, this has a little bit of a stem, so I'm going to take that out. See, that's the details that sometimes restaurants don't find. Okay, the other thing that I'm adding, and I want to add it to my salad as well as my pizza, are some Kalamata olives. So I'm going to add just a couple, and that's not as much lettuce as I usually like. However, because I'm going to have a big old pizza, and I mean, seriously, since it's like cauliflower pizza, I could have the whole darn thing. I don't know how many points it has yet. I'll tell you guys though. So I am cutting, and a lot of this is going to just be, I'm going to put every recipe that I have on my website. So, not for my Zugu though, sorry. I'm going to be selling my Zugu, so you don't get that. And it's a family recipe. So I'm just kind of dicing up the Kalamata olives, and then I'm going to let my salad just hang tight for a second, and this is ready to go. So what you do is, it is so easy, people, so easy. We're going to add a half a cup of mozzarella. You can use light if you want. Half a cup of Parmigiano grated, 2 eggs lightly beaten, and then your spices. And that is it. Oh, I already added some of this, so I'm not going to add too much. And I like to add my Italian seasoning. Woo! That kind of came out fast. I know I don't measure. Sorry. But seriously, that's an awful lot of cauliflower, so I think it's going to be okay. And I'm going to add some of this. It smells so good. Mix it all together. Honestly, I might need to add another egg in there, but you got to just mix it. Can you see it? And this is a tomorrow bowl, which when I got it, I thought, what the heck do I need a bowl for? But the way that the handle is, it's like leverage. It's the most awesome bowl I've ever used, which is crazy because I never thought I'd say that about a bowl. Okay. It's pretty mixed together. It doesn't look like it's all together, and that's okay because I'm going to show you guys some magic. And I did this one earlier today. And so I baked it on the tomorrow pan. It was 1 head of cauliflower, all of the same ingredients. And look at this beauty. Look at this beauty. So I'm going to move this because I really like the size of this pan. And look at that. Look at how beautiful that is. So what I want to show you is first, and you never use a fork on your tomorrow.
I got
yelled at for that.
Yeah, I get yelled at.
And so my kids get yelled at for that. So I am just going to throw this on here. I might even add a little bit more spice at the end. You can never have more spice in your life. And I'm just going to pat this out. Now, if you want to make it into a circle, you can make it into a circle. You can make it into anything you want. I could probably, honestly, use this in 2 different pans if I was smart. But I'm not real smart. So I am going to make it a pretty darn thick pizza. And you just flatten it out until it resembles a pizza crust. Or pizza dough? What do you call it when it's not cooked yet? Pizza dough? All right. And look at that. It smells so good. And I'm just going to add, just because I can, a little bit of that. I think it needs just a little bit. Oh, I didn't do my smell. Yeah, my smell test. Good. Yeah, it smells really good. Garlicky and Italian, like oregano, chive, yum. So 400 is what your oven is on. I have this very cute little mini oven, if you will. So you put it on for 400 and about 20 minutes, okay? Now, that's a thick one, so I'm gonna check it in 20 minutes, and then I'm gonna see how it is. So, here is my pizza dough. Look at how beautiful that is. And it is just waiting for me to put some zugo on it. Spaghetti sauce, sorry. So I'm gonna put, and this is meat sauce. So I know I said it's a veggie pizza. It's not really veggie because it's my Italian spaghetti sauce with meat in it.
Thank you.
But that's okay because I'm eating it. I would not be considered a vegetarian.
Nope.
Or a vegan. That would be funny. But for all of you vegans out there, I'm happy for you. And for people that have to be gluten-free. Honestly, this is still gluten-free. There's no gluten in this. No flour. No nothing. But it's still a yummy pizza. Which reminds me, I should probably put that on 400. Okie dokie. So, it depends on your style. I like to put the cheese on first and then put my ingredients on. Some people like to do it the other way. So, I am going to put my cheese on first. Now, I should probably measure this out. Oh, that's just gross water in it. Gross. Okay, so I'm going to start out with a third a cup of just mozzarella cheese.
Mom, you have less than 10%.
Now, this third of a cup of cheese added to the half a cup, honestly, is not that bad. And look at how much cheese it is for a third of a cup. It's awesome. Okay. Then I'm going to put my yummy mushrooms on there. Plug it in.
Okay.
Putting these guys on there, making all of these little guys so happy. They are going to be so yummy. With my calamata olives. Sometimes I put black olives on my pizza, which usually is what I have. However, I found these calamata olives somewhere, and I got them, and I thought, ooh, that's going to be delicious. So that's why I put that on there. I'm going to wash my hands. And we're going to put that in the real oven because I want to show you, not that any of this is fake ovens, but I want to actually cook this and bake it. You just bake it for like 10 minutes. I'm going to take it out in about 5 so you guys can see it. And little technical issue. We want to make sure we don't lose you guys.
There's something called low power mode on this. It just showed up.
I don't know what that means.
Me neither, so I didn't press it.
We just got a new phone, by the way. So I'm doing this on a phone. If you guys have any suggestions on if it looks better or worse, we're trying to make it so it doesn't shake as much. And I know that was really shaky.
Yeah, this is.
Right
Wait 1 second. Wait, this is gonna be okay.
Okay.
There we go.
So I got my little thing.
Here,
I have my olives. I have my tomatoes. I have, so anybody who's been to Crushed Red, you can add all this stuff to it. And then they take this little guy and they chop it. And it's just so delicious and so amazing. I just lost a olive, but that's okay. And then it kind of comes up in the middle. I'll just push it down. But look at this. This is so, oh my gosh. And I got some new salad dressing, which I'm really excited about. It is light Chipotle lime, fit and active, of course, from Aldi's, for all of my Aldi shoppers out there. I just do this until I think that it is chopped enough. It's gonna be so good. And honestly, anything, ooh, I forgot I have some grapes I wanted to throw in there too. Anything that you have in your refrigerator. I mean, you know, try different things on your salad. So yummy, and you will find something that, oh my gosh, all of a sudden you're like, holy cow, that is the best thing ever. So, put this in a bowl. I always put it in a pretty big bowl because I like to get the salad dressing all mixed and happy and all together, and it loves each other so much. Now look at how beautiful that is. And then take my salad dressing. This is something I always measure, and I'm just throwing that in there because I don't want to waste it. So I always measure my salad dressing because I don't like a lot of salad dressing. So I put 1 tablespoon on. I know that's going to be enough, and I'm just going to mix it all together. And I don't know about you, but I do like to make my food pretty. So when I plate things, I try to find pretty bowls and pretty plates. They don't always match, and that is totally okay, because I don't like to match, to be honest with you. I think it's more fun not to match and not to be perfect, because I know I am not perfect. I mean, I am perfect. And life is perfect, and my kids are perfect, and nobody screamed and yelled at each other on Mother's Day. Marriage is fine. Okay.
Amy from Superstore.
So, what I like to do at the end, I went to Best Buy today. That's where I got this phone. Amazing. But when I first walked in, I take real Parmesan. When I first walked in, I felt like I was at Superstore. Wow. It was hilarious. There was a girl that looked almost exactly like the girl who was the assistant manager.
Amy?
Not Amy. Dina. And she was so funny, and then she wouldn't even like talk to me, and she was talking about the computer and having fun and laughing. It was really funny. So anyway, okay, so what I just did was I just threw on some fresh Parmesan. I am going to add a little bit of my Florida Sunshine, because I do like a little bit of salt. It just pulls out the flavor. And then, I'm so weird, but I gotta put on my sea dog bread. Just a little bit. Not too much. And then bam! That's it. So I'm gonna eat it. And hopefully Kenny got his apron. I wasn't sure if he got his apron or not.
Wait, is that Kenny Shimway?
Yeah.
He was just on.
That salad dressing has really good flavor. It's a little spicy and creamy and yummy, and the cherries, oh my gosh, so good. Sorry, I haven't eaten dinner yet. Okay, so, and hi Kenny Shimwick. Oh, I forgot to put that back in the oven. Down below. Well, look at that perfect timing, people. Is that not amazing? Let me time that just for you. Oh, all right. So here we go. Come on. Can't get it out of there. There is a pizza. Probably could use just a couple more minutes, but that's okay. We are going to make do with it. Never, ever, 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 never, ever, ever cut on your tomorrow. Remember that. Always use plastic. It is a warranted item for life. So, as long as you don't use any metal. Okay, see? Old school. Here's my pizza. Yum. Now, it's not as crisp as a regular pizza dough, okay? So it's a little bit flimsier. I'm probably, after this, I mean, I'm not gonna have you guys wait, but I'm gonna put it in for another 5 minutes, but I'm still gonna try because I'm so hungry. And, I mean, the flavors are there. It has a cheesy flavor, and I could taste my zucchini, so yummy, and the cheese, and my mushroom, and calamari olive. So happy Thursday. Thanks for seeing Mimi in the Kitchen. Remember, you could go to my website, www.mimiinthekitchen.com. Obviously, you're already here on the Facebook page. Share it with your friends if you can. We got Instagram, hashtag Mimi in the Kitchen. I know I had to cheat a little bit. I'm on YouTube, so I'll take this video, and tomorrow I'll put it on YouTube along with a recipe will be on my website. So, that's it. Thank you so much. Have a great Thursday.